There's a great piece in Business Week by Hugh Sun who talks about the legacy of Jamie Dimon and Lloyd Blankfein rotating out of those CEO spots and really sort of passing that torch.
It is an amazing story, and I happen to be sort of around when they were conceiving this story. And Hugh Sun is so smart about the last 10 years on Wall Street, which when you dig into this a little bit, by the way, great cover of Business Week this week that we just saw. It's a great moment for bald men. But more to the point of this story.
They're long bald men.
This is about this amazing parallel between Jamie Dimon and Lloyd Blankfein, who really were the two stewards of Wall Street during the aftermath of the financial crisis. It's so interesting to think about all the guys who lost their jobs, and they were all guys, whether it was Vikram Pandit or Ken Lewis at Bank of America. And yet these guys have endured.
Yeah, it's almost like a buddy movie, because they came to office reasonably around the same time. Right. They went through the 2008-2009 crisis, and they did a really good job, I think, by every account. They got cancer around about the same time.
I know.
It's quite an extraordinary story.
And even as you go back further, there are these outer borough guys.
Yeah, one from Brooklyn, one from Queens.
Exactly. And you also have the buddy comedy moment, which Hugh talks about. You've got the sort of brash Jamie Dimon, and then the wisecracking Lloyd Blankfein. I mean, you really see it. It would be a good movie to cast, at least for people like us.
To me, is that Goldman in particular is changing their company.
Yes.
So I feel like the fundamental Goldman Sachs that we're going to be talking about in 5 years is going to be drastically different. They're always going to have their trading area. They're always going to have investment banking, but we're going to see markets. We're going to see lending become a bigger conversation. So it's going to be a totally different world than when Lloyd Blankfein was there.
It's going to be a different world. And oddly enough, it is likely that Goldman is going to look more like JP Morgan.
Right.
Yeah, and JP Morgan is going to look like JP Morgan.
Yes.
Because Jamie Dimon is basically saying it's going to keep going just the way it's been. Thank you very much.
And while this is ultimately a story about succession, and Jamie Dimon has laid out his potential successors, it's not as clear cut as it is at Goldman, in part because Jamie keeps restarting the clock on, I'm going to be here 5 more years, I'm going to be here 5 more years. So even the guys that he named president, Gordon Smith and Dan Pinto, may not be the ultimate successors.
Also, they still work there.
Yes.
They haven't left,
still
by the
work
way.
there, versus in Goldman.
Versus Goldman, where only one man is left standing.